Hello and welcome. Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful tools in the modern world by writing your very first program in Python. So let's get right into it. To get things started, let me ask you a question. What do two completely different giants, say NASA, the people putting rovers on Mars, and Netflix, the ones who know exactly what you should binge watch next, what could they possibly have in common? It's a bit of an odd couple, right? Believe it or not, the answer is Python. Both of them. And you can throw in Google, Spotify, and Instagram for good measure. They all rely on this incredible programming language to run huge parts of their services. And today, you're going to learn the basic ideas behind how it all works. So, what is Python, really? Well, the easiest way to think about it is as a kind of translator. It's a language that lets us, humans, give instructions to a computer in a way that's actually pretty easy for us to write and to understand. Now, the official term is a high-level programming language. And all high-level really means is that it's designed to be read by people. And its flexibility is just mind-blowing. It's the engine behind websites, data analysis, AI, you name it. It's truly the Swiss Army knife of the coding world. But here's the thing. This super powerful tool wasn't created in some sterile corporate lab. It actually has a very human story, a story that's all about making things simple. It was created by this guy, Guido van Rossum, a programmer from the Netherlands. And get this, back in the late 80s, he was just looking for a fun little side project to keep him busy over the Christmas holidays. Little did he know that hobby project would become one of the most important programming languages on the planet. So yeah, it starts as a hobby in the late 80s. The first version gets released to the world in 1991, and it's been growing ever since. A huge moment was in 2008 with Python 3.0. That release really cleaned things up, and it's still the standard we use today. I mean, that kind of staying power really tells you something about its design. And this quote right here, this gets to the absolute heart of it all. Guido's whole philosophy was that code should be as easy to read as, well, English. This idea, readability counts, it comes from a set of principles called the Zen of Python, and it's the reason the language is so clean and simple. And just for fun, you should know the name has absolutely nothing to do with snakes. Turns out, Guido is a massive fan of the British comedy group Monty Python's Flying Circus. He just wanted a name that was short, a little bit weird, and unique. So Python it was. Okay, so every language has rules, right? English has grammar, Spanish has syntax. Python is exactly the same. But its rules are designed from the ground up to be incredibly simple. I want you to think about how you write an essay. You use paragraphs to group your ideas together, right? Well, Python does the exact same thing, but it uses indentation, that empty space at the beginning of a line. This is how you group blocks of code. And it's not just a style choice, it's a strict rule. It's what forces the code to be readable and clear. And here's what that actually looks like in practice. See how that print line is nudged over a bit? That space is the indentation. It's a visual cue that tells Python, hey, this line of code belongs to the one above it. It's a brilliantly simple way to build structure, and is at the core of what makes Python so great. All right, enough theory, let's get our hands dirty and actually talk to the computer. It's time to look at your very first set of Python tools. The most basic, the most fundamental, and honestly, the first command pretty much everyone learns is the print command. And it does exactly what you think it does. It tells the computer to print something or display it on the screen. And this is it, the legendary hello world. By writing print, then some parentheses, and putting text inside quotes, you're giving the computer a crystal clear instruction. Show the text hello world on the screen. That's your first program right there. Simple, right? Okay, but what if we want the computer to remember some information so we can use it later? Well, for that we use something called a variable. And honestly, the best way to picture a variable is just as a labeled box. You can stick some information inside it, give the box a name, and then whenever you need that info, you just call it by its name. And making one is incredibly easy. It's just 3 simple steps. First, you name your box. Let's call it message. Second, you use the equal sign, which basically means put the following thing inside. And third, you just give it the information you want to store. And here's how it all comes together. On that first line, we're creating our box, our variable, named message, and we're putting the text, hello again, inside. Then we use our print command. But notice, instead of giving it text, we just give it the label of our box. Python is smart enough to look inside the message box and print out whatever it finds there. Now, one last little thing. The computer needs to know what kind of stuff you're storing. For now, you only need to worry about 2 basic kinds. When you're storing text in quotes, like hello, that's called a string. And when you're storing whole numbers, like 10 or -5, those are called integers. That's it. Text and numbers. And just like that, you've actually learned the absolute core concepts of programming in Python. Let's do a super quick rundown of everything we just covered. So think about what we did. We've seen that Python is this incredibly powerful language, but it was designed from day one to be simple and readable. We learned that its structure is all based on one simple rule: indentation. We now know that variables are just like boxes for storing information. And most importantly, you now have your very first tool, the print command, to make the computer do something. You've officially taken your first step. Look, every amazing journey begins with one small step. Every complex app, every incredible piece of artificial intelligence, it's all built from the same simple building blocks you've learned about today. You've now written your first line of code. The only question left is, what are you going to build next?